Hi, everyone. Carmine Disco here. Made in America. Just screwed up one of the intros and restarting this up. You guys don't know that because it's a recording, but we're having a great time here. We have an awesome guest. But first, I want to bring the man himself, Mr. Made in America, Christopher Guerrero. Chris, what's happening, man?
Is this where I go? USA,
Yeah.
USA. So this way you will never get confused. Made in America. What a time now, right? To have products made in America. But as we always say, not every product can be made in America.
Yeah, this is the time though, man. I tell you what, we're just getting through the shipping issues and logistics issues. Now we have a war going on that's killing some air freight stuff. I mean, it just seems like, we get through this pandemic, everyone's starting to see some sunlight and being able to go outside, and now something else hits us. It's just always something, right, Chris?
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot about freight costs. I'm sure everybody is, but that's kind of like a deal breaker because some of these containers were costing $4,000 or $5,000 are now costing $25,000. That's a lot of money just for freight. I mean, to me, freight has no value. You know how we talk about value streams and processes. Freight is wasted cash.
Yes.
You need it, but you don't need to overspend it. And that's what's happening now. Yeah. So it's making Made in America really so much more attractive. And you know how I do it, Carmine. I removed the waste from the process. So I was competitive before this. Now I can make orders, right? Literally make to order. Yeah. I don't have to carry inventory. I don't have to tie up cash. I don't have to waste time. I'm faster to market and I'm extremely competitive. Yeah. But today is not about Made in America. Today is about America's big deal. We do a lot of work with Joy Mangano. I think our audience knows that. And America's big deal is her show. We've been having some of the contestants on to talk about that journey. And today we have a pretty cool product. And one of our guests, Tanya Vanden Bosch, is here with us to review and go over how to get started, right? How do you get started in this industry? So welcome, Tanya. Glad to have you.
Hi, gentlemen. I'm thrilled to be here and honored to be a part of the UIA. I mean, to be associated with other inventors and just be a part of this community is really thrilling. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. I had the beauty of being in the audience when you did your pitch, and I was really impressed. I mean, great product. You did a great job preparing and pitching it. I'm sure it wasn't easy, but before we get to that stage, I want to talk about you. How did you get involved in this product, and what brought you to coming up with an idea that you felt needed to get launched, and a little bit of about that whole story, because we all know it's not easy to launch a product, and you have done that. So let's hear what you think about it.
You're correct. It is not easy, and it takes what seems like forever. It's one thing to get the idea in your head, but then to start actually executing and just the years involved. I mean, years for me. It started, I've always been a bath lover. I'm from Michigan. I'm cold probably 95% of the year. So baths are enticing for me. I think the first time we spoke, Chris, I was next to my fire as close as I could be without actually getting burned, because I just gravitate towards heat. So I've always
well, Michigan is an iceberg. Let's just get that clear.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty chilly. I mean, we don't get warm until June if we're lucky. So for me, I've always loved the idea of baths, and over the years I would get in, and it just never measured up to that fantasy of just relaxing and totally kind of that Calgon moment. If you remember Calgon, taking away and just having that reprieve. And I would get in, I'd slip around, and it just wasn't enjoyable. And I had my first child in 2005, and I went through a 36-hour labor and delivery and ended up with excruciatingly painful tailbone bruising. And the only thing I wanted to do, I mean, it wasn't comfortable sitting, it wasn't comfortable standing. You do a shower, I'm still standing, there's still tension. And it's like, God, I just want to make a bath and get in there. And I did that, and I ended up just slipping and sliding around like a greased up watermelon. And it was that moment where it wasn't even just uncomfortable, it hurt. And I thought, man, there's got to be something out there that can help me. And I got online, I Googled it, searched, and really there wasn't anything out there that ticked the boxes that were important to me. So really good design. I'm a graphic designer by trade, so design is very important to me. So something that looked good in the bathroom, something that would keep me in place. I didn't even know what that product was. It didn't exist. There were some geriatric products out there, but nothing that really spoke to me. So that was kind of it. And I sat on that idea that something needs to be done, but I just had a baby. I had another baby the next year. So, life gets in the way and your ideas often get put on the back burner. So fast forward about a decade, I think it was 2015, I sat down to watch a movie and I picked the movie Joy, of all movies. And we know Joy's story. I mean, it's an amazing, inspiring story. And I watched that movie, and it was because of her story that I actually took action. I just said, forget thinking about it. And I ordered 2 big tubs of Play-Doh and started to mold what is now the bath bean. And that was in 2015. So fast forward, here we are 2022, and now we're just getting to market. I mean, I've launched in 2020, right before the pandemic. I mean, right smack dab at the beginning of it, not knowing, but it's just a really long process from getting that idea, extracting it from your head into sketching, taking it to an engineer, taking it to other people and testing it and getting the right material, the right look. So, it took me years. I mean, maybe there are other people out there who just take the idea and get it out there and they're cooking. But for me and most people I talk to, it is a process.
Yeah.
For sure.
Tell you one thing that you said that caught my attention, right? And that's what I tell everybody. It's a great idea, but if you don't take action, you got a great idea, and that's all it ever becomes.
Right.
And somewhere, someplace, if it really does solve a problem, someone else will come up with it. So your first step is really taking action. And it is, it's not, I want people to know it. And it's not an easy journey. I hear a lot of sales guys talking about, we can make you 6 figures and this is what you can do. And you can get it in the market in weeks. And it's not true.
No,
it's a long process. And obviously you're living it. And you felt the need. I mean, it was great that you saw a movie like Joy, because that's what we told Joy when we talked to her on our show was, you're not an actress, right? You're truly an inventor, an entrepreneur.
Right.
So people can relate to you more.
Right.
As opposed to someone acting the part.
Right.
So I think that's a good step. So let's talk about that. So you went through design stage.
Right.
How many prototypes did you have? Walk through that a little bit.
I had a few different prototypes. I actually, thank God we're in the era of, first of all, the internet, because I can't imagine Joy doing this without all of the information at her fingertips. She had to do it old school on the phone, driving to meet people. And really, I kind of feel like we're in a no excuse era. I mean, all the information's right there. So yeah, I think the best part was having it 3D printed, because once, it's one thing to have a picture in your mind, and you may not even, and that's always evolving. It may not really, you don't know what the end result's going to be, because your material that you have in mind may not work. There's just so much testing. So the 3D printing process was pivotal, because the first prototype that I had, I was like, oh my God, this is way too big. This is just not what I pictured. It needs to be streamlined and trimmed. And that is such a substantial expense if you're already investing in tooling and going to the manufacturing and getting a product that isn't what you thought it was going to be. So to have the 3D print option for me was pivotal, because I was able to spend much less and get a few different designs to then say, okay, like, we got it. So that was pivotal. And I also originally, and my product is FDA approved antimicrobial silicone. I'd first envisioned some sort of gel, something that was a little bit more malleable and maybe a little more cushiony, and it didn't suction. And you don't know that until you're testing. So you don't want to invest in the tooling and into a material that you don't even know if it's going to work. So there's a lot of trial and error, and I would hate to see somebody, and my product's big and heavy, so the tooling is large as a result. So somebody maybe with a smaller product, less of investment, and you can have some of that trial and error, but that just wasn't an option for me. I mean, you got, it takes money. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so and that's another big decision up front, right? So you probably went and did your patent searches and went and
Yeah.
filled out some patent information. But you have to decide quickly. Are you going to launch it or are you going to license it? Because they're really
Right.
two different paths. And if you're going to launch it like you did, it's not an easy task. I mean, neither path is easy, but certainly launching it, I mean, it becomes a full-time job. It becomes your
Correct.
life because now you got capital involved. If you
Right.
don't have the capital, you got to raise it. You got to do trial and error. And every time you do it, it's funding. I mean, it's real hardcore cash. So I always say, like, when you make a decision, you want to make sure you're making the best decision, both for you and your family, but also keeping cash in mind.
Right.
Because saying you want to launch a product,
Right.
and to actually launch a product, you know, is a different path, especially when you're talking about tooling. So
Right. And for me, I mean, and sorry to interrupt you. For me, the one, saving grace is my background as a graphic designer, and I had a 25 years branding experience. So you guys know how much advertising and marketing and all of that would cost me if I were to hire that out. And so that kind of kept me going. I was like, God, I can do a huge portion of this on my own, and the pieces of the puzzle that I can't do, I will learn, I will ask, and it will come in within time. But that helped because the marketing and advertising and design expense could bankrupt somebody. So that kept me alive in a lot of the darkest hours where you're just like, you just got to keep going. Don't give up. You just keep pursuing it. So that was an advantage for me. So I guess knowing your strengths going in and your weaknesses are
yeah, and I think expectations, right? Understanding, like I always say, I know what I'm good at, what I'm not good at. And I'm not good at, I'm going to find somebody who's good at it, whether I'm running a corporate America, corporate 500, Fortune 500 company in corporate America, or I'm doing my own business. I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses, and that's the first step. But then setting real expectations, like not saying, in 3 months I'll have this in retail. It's just you're setting yourself up to fail. I mean, you got to be, like you said, it took 7 years. Okay, I know a lot of people, it took a long time. So making sure you have a good quality product, right? That's the best price that once, and the branding is good, the marketing is good. Once you launch it, you're going to be proud of it, and it's going to be exciting. So, okay, so you got through all those stages. You finally got a product. Then you said, okay, how am I going to sell this?
Right. And think about it. I mean, I launched February 10th of 2020. So we were just like one step from lockdowns and the pandemic. So, right away you're thinking, okay, well then retail's out. Nobody's in the stores. So instead of panicking, I'm kind of a glass half full kind of girl. And I thought, okay, well, everybody's stuck at home. You got stay-at-home orders, or nobody can go to the gym, to the spa. You have very little places in your home to escape your loved ones. God bless them. But that's the truth of the matter. So I kind of use that situation to leverage my content on social media. Just, you're stuck. I got a product for you that can help relieve some of that stress and some of the tension, and give you a little bit of that respite that you're so desperate for. So I think it's just consistent action and showing your product over and over. And even if you're on socials and you're not getting likes, people see you, people are watching what you're doing. And eventually I built enough content for other retailers or buyers to then come see my feed and see what I was doing, see that there's validity to the product, show it working. And then I slowly started to get calls from retailers. So just because you get a call from a retailer doesn't mean, boom, you're a billionaire and you're done. I mean, that's just the beginning. That is just, the tip of the iceberg. You need to learn their systems. They might just want to test you for a second in their store or online to see if it's viable for their customer base. So while it's exciting to get the attention of the retailers, there's the flip side that you're also attracting people out in the industry that say they want to help you, but they're really not helping you.
Yeah.
And I did run into that. That was one of the pitfalls. I learned that quickly. I had spent money with a distributor, great people, but they hook you. And I had another a PR company that did the same. They hook you right away saying, we love your product. It's so awesome. It needs to be on GMA, Today's Show. It needs to be in all the bid box. They hype you up and they don't necessarily deliver. So that to me is something that I wish I had known, but it got me to a platform, a retail platform, having known this distributor, that then ultimately led me to America's Big Deal. So I don't tend to, again, I'm glass half full, it's a learning experience, and each little step brought me to something else and then brought me to you guys. So it's a very, very up and down journey. I will say that.
Yeah,
sure.
Definitely. So, okay. So now you got a product, you've got some content, you're selling it, and I'm sitting in the audience and I'm watching you on a big stage live with America's Big Deal. Talk about that. That had to be a pretty exciting moment for you.
It was, and it's funny because when I watch it still to this day, I'm like, did I do that? Like, that was me? Like, I really did it? And
almost like an out-of-body experience,
yes,
right?
For sure. The best way I can describe it, being on stage like that, I'm sure you've seen a movie at some point in your life where there's a couple on a dance floor and they're dancing and then everybody goes black and it's just the two of them. Yeah. It was very much like that. It was just me and the camera and nothing else. Like, I didn't see the audience. There were models. I had a tub with water on the stage. Like, it was all gone. It wasn't there. Yeah. So it really, I guess, is kind of out of body. It's so hard to articulate the adrenaline. I mean, I'm a small person, and for me, and I know you're mic'd up and everything, and I'm in heels, it's like, what could possibly go wrong? But to project your energy and enthusiasm full throttle. I mean, the very last words out, like every muscle in my back was like totally shaking, and you couldn't tell that, but when you're in there, it's really surreal for sure.
Yeah. And it's live,
It's live. I mean, you don't get a second chance, man. I mean, that's it.
No, I always kid. I tell everybody when it's live, it's forever. That's it.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. I tell the story. I proposed to Brandy on Good Morning America.
Yes.
She actually said something in the background where I didn't hear her, but she was in shock. And they came up and asked her later, and I'm like, so 10 million people, and you did what? They're trying to cut it. So it's forever.
It's forever. And I think my kids were in the audience, obviously, and they were terrified. I mean, because in the world of memes, I mean, one slip or whatever, and I could be a meme. So it's like, there's a little bit of pressure. But thank you. I appreciate the compliment because it was rigorous. And I think maybe from an audience perspective or just watching at home, you think, oh, well, they have a product, they liked it, they liked the person, and boom, you went and did your pitch. It is months and months of preparation and, dealing with production team. And I was obsessed with my pitch, and, you live it and breathe it, and you're dealing with legal and substantiating every claim, every word that comes out of your mouth has to be backed up with facts and proof. So it was intense, but what is every entrepreneur's goal is to get their product in front of millions of people. So we all felt like we were winners just by being selected on the show. So
yeah, it's funny you say that. Like, when you do get on a big platform, I watched you, and I'm telling you, I'm critical, and you did great. You did really great. You were easy to listen to. The presentation was good. It was smooth. I mean, I'm surprised. Honestly, you could have easily won that event. That's how I viewed it. I thought you might have.
And I appreciate that so much. And here's why, because part of that process leading up to doing it live was a casting audition. I have it scheduled. I think, okay, just going to go talk and have a nice conversation. It was not that. It was one of the most intense hours of my life. And I understand why they do it. And it was a complete learning experience because I left it going, oh my God, because it wasn't just, hey, tell us about you, where you're from. It was, I need a 10-second soundbite. Tell me 5 seconds of your product and 5 seconds about you. Now do it again. Now I need an 8 seconds and now I need 20. Like, it was very, very intense. And then we get off recording, and the guy's like, man, like, you gonna be able to do it? And I was like, I don't know, honestly. He's like, I think you need to get some coaching and whatever. I never hired anyone to coach me, but I read probably every public speaking book there was. I lived and breathed that pitch. And it wasn't just knowing your pitch. You need to be able to pivot. You need to be able to know it inside out, outside, backwards, forwards, and be able to just speak off the cuff. And I think I had gotten so wrapped up in the script and talking points that I felt like I just completely blew it. And I did the pitch live. I felt like I nailed it. And that same casting director, God love him, sent me an email and was like, what? Like, you, like, incredible, you know. So I am really I'm really thankful to hear that, because it was not easy. Again,
No.
like, I mean, if you looked at it, you might think, oh, she's professional and it was just easy and she's a natural. No.
And that's what I wanted to know.
It was not that.
Because it looks easy, right? And
Yeah.
when you're doing it, but all the work that went into it, even for me,
Yeah.
on Shark Tank, right? Like, we
Yes.
got locked up in a room for 10 days in COVID. So we had to do all these pitch. Nothing was live. It was all Zoom.
Yeah.
So our
Yeah.
pitch, where we had things that we said together, was live. And I remember, like, the night of my Shark Tank airing party, everybody was there. Carmine was there. And I was seeing the edits for the first time. So I didn't even know how it was going to look. Then they start airing the preview hours before, and we were the main one. I was like, oh man, it came out pretty good.
Yeah.
But I never forget what my oldest boy said. And I said, man, that was a lot of work. You guys don't realize that looks like it's easy and I'm smooth. And I mean, I was joking with Judy right before the doors opened up. The guy said, I'm going to count you down in 7 seconds. And Judy said, oh my God, let me say my last prayer. And I said, what's my name again? Oh no. So, I mean, like, the 10th, it was intense.
Yeah.
And then my son said to me, kind of what you just said. He said, Dad, you've been working your whole life for that stage. That's you.
Right.
Like, I said, well, it took a lot. No. Forget about what you just did. You've been doing this your whole life. Don't you understand?
Right.
Everything, the Good Morning America appearances, the talk shows, all of that. This was preparing you for that moment.
Right.
You don't realize it, right? Because, but he's right. You're having cameras in front of your face and, talking with Aaron Krause, telling me, just have muscle memory. No matter how crazy it looks, you're gonna do good because you're used to being on camera. But think about the folks who freeze.
Yeah.
They can't find their way back.
Yeah.
So it's all muscle memory. So that you did great. Everything you're telling me now, for our audience, I'm hearing it for the first time. I would have never have guessed that by watching you.
Yeah, it was intense. And I definitely pat myself on the back, because it was way out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
all right. So let's look at your product now. Let's see it. All
My
that
product
work, all these years, all that.
Yes,
take a look
here
at
we
it.
are. And I'm super proud of it. And here it is. It is called the Bath Bean. And it's simple in design, but the benefits are amazing. So it's made, like I said, of FDA approved antimicrobial silicone, which is extremely important. We're in the bathtub. And I can't tell you how many products, bath products, accessories, bath pillows, bath mats that I have purchased over the years that end up with mold, black mold. No matter what you do, it does not come off. And that's unsanitary. That's disgusting. Or suction cups. Suction cups don't last. They fall out. They lose suction. They're
I hate
gross.
suction cups.
Yeah.
So
It was very important to me to have them be built in and have it be antimicrobial. And the beauty of it is you just rinse it off between uses and you can put it in the dishwasher. So basically what it is it's a stopper for your body. So when you're trying to recline in the tub and you have this gravity and this force pulling you down, you have a little bit of a break. And once you get the water filled into the tub, you barely even know it's there. It's just like this little stopper there to help you from sliding. And then you're able to release all that tension. So it's very heavy duty. It's 2.5 pounds. This bad boy is not a lightweight, extremely heavy duty.
Look at that suction.
No, see, I know.
Back up.
It's
Wow,
like hard,
that was
baby.
great.
I know. We had so much fun demoing it with the models for the show. And so there's no seams, which is really important to me too. I didn't want crevices where it could get moldy or dirty. We're busy people and we're lazy, let's be honest. So I wanted you to be able to just leave it in the tub. Be okay with it being out. It doesn't look geriatric. It's something that you're proud to have out in your bathroom. So years and years of development of different materials, and this is the final result, and it works so well. So I'm super proud of it.
You should be. That is an amazing product. And, I think about like all the work, right? All your work that went into it.
Yeah.
And to see the final result now when people
Yeah.
get it and they love it. that's got to be the most satisfying feeling in the world.
Yeah, I think there are a few poignant moments when you're an inventor. It's obviously when you get the first final product is so satisfying when you test it and it works. And I think obviously receiving a patent is a wonderful, thrilling experience. And just your first sales, and then to get people that are reaching out to me who are pregnant and they're miserable, they have chronic pain or whatever it is. And they said, my God, like this has changed. This is a game changer. So when people articulate it to me, that's when I'm just in pure joy. It's like really helping people. So
see, Chris, she still has the pitch down, man. She's
yeah.
No, she's a natural. You know what I mean? After you do it, right after you might be nervous in the beginning, but once you learn it and you understand it and it becomes part of your life, it's now like talking about one of your kids. It's easy. It becomes easy.
Well, it's funny because during the whole preparation, my kids would be like, hey, Mom. I'd be like, hey, I'm Tanya, inventor of the bath bean, revolutionizing the way we bathe. Like, it's just, you're constantly, and they could say it along with me. I mean, it was constant. So yeah, your pitch and your product are a part of you. That's for sure.
Absolutely. So where can I buy it?
Oh, you can buy it. You can buy it on my website. Although right now I'm completely sold out, which is awesome. I mean, it's a bummer, but I mean, it's better than having a zillion and then you can't.
It's a good problem though. Right?
So it's tough because I'm right now trying to get restocked, and with everything going on in the world, it has been very, very challenging. I think my customers are understanding of that point. Like you mentioned, shipping containers, it's all who you know. And I'm also on Amazon. I'm in Uncommon Goods, and I was at Urban Outfitters online there as well. And in December, right after the show, I was featured on Oprah Daily too. So that was a huge moment for me. I'm an Oprah lover. Who isn't? So to have that validation was awesome. So I am sold out, but I'm hoping to be restocked soon.
So what's the website?
It is bathbean.com.
Okay. And how about colors? Does it come in different colors?
Right now, it's just in sea glass, but
that's a BMW marketing campaign. They launched 2 colors in the beginning.
Yes.
That's it.
I have a couple other ideas for colors people always ask. And I also am developing a few other products, some other accessories that I'm super excited about. So those will be coming along as well in the next few months or longer, depending on supply chains. So it's a very exciting time. It can be frustrating. You have to be patient, but you have to know that just keep pushing forward and it will come to fruition.
Tanya, I'm excited for you. I'm proud of you. I really am impressed with you personally and the product. I think you did an amazing job. So congratulations. I wish you all the best. I mean,
Thank you.
This is a winner. There's no question about it. And you, as part of that, are a good package deal. So congratulations. You've done a really great job.
Thanks so much.
I love the product because you really pinpointed, this is who I want to sell to. I know my market, people that enjoy this. You're not saying, and Chris and I hear it all the time, everyone in the world wants this. It's just, it's one of these things that you know your market, you know what you want to do, and you did a great job. I mean, Chris, even the packaging behind Tanya, it looks great.
It looks amazing.
Thanks so much.
I'm telling you, when I was in the audience, I was extremely impressed. I mean, that's what you do as an audience member, right? You've been on the stage, so you go, yeah, that one could have been a little better. That's why I reached out to her. I really was impressed that you did a great job, and it's a great product. I'm really happy for you.
I was nervous. I don't even like doing podcasts live like this, and you were on stage, and I was like, oh my God, how are these contestants doing it? Even when I see Chris, some of his shows when he was on Good Morning America, live is live, and it is a different animal.
Yeah.
And Carmine just did one on Fox. He looked pretty good doing it on Fox. He did great. So they mean business when the show's therapist calls. Oh yeah. It's like, just want to make sure everyone's okay leading up. And I was like, yeah, this isn't. Yeah, I have a lifetime membership with the Shark Tank. So doctor there, they give you you have an on-call, you have a number, psychiatrist. They take you right into a room afterwards. we got a deal and we were happy. So we were all good.
Yeah,
All the-
yeah.
All the hotels have, they make sure that the contestants are in the hotels where the windows don't open.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good thing
Yeah.
mine didn't open for 10 days.
Yeah, Chris, like the lead up time, 10 days in a room. I mean, we had that same experience, but it was only a day at a time where we're in a dressing room or a green room and you're just preparing, but it's just you and your head in there.
Yeah.
And to not be able to get out and get air or just get your mind off of what you're just about to do is
I'm thinking it can't be
extremely
that
intense.
bad. By the 5th day, I was like, okay,
Yeah,
let me out, please.
yeah, totally.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Very
good
cool.
luck.
Yeah.
Really great job. Great product. I see this as being a big time winner. So
Yeah.
much luck. That's for you.
Yeah. We'll be looking for this product when it hits the shelves again. And, definitely if you need some help, let us know. And awesome product. Great job, Chris. I think this is a good show to bring to people because it's one of those things where showing again, it's not easy and you got to make sure that you're patient, but keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very good. All right, all you guys out there, thanks for listening. Please go on out to the Launch Network or find us on social media. Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would love to hear any kind of comments, and we will catch you next time on Made in America. You all take care.